Shoot. YouTube, what's going on? Y'all know who it is. Jalen Hamilton, CEO and founder of Jalen Marketing Agency, an entertainment advertising agency. We specialize in branded content, influencer marketing. So basically, branded content is a new word for advertising in the 21st century in the digital age, which basically means filmmaking and, infomercials, commercials about the brand, story about the owner and things of that nature, right? So they call that branded content. And then influencer marketing is basically myself as an influencer in the marketing niche. I help promote, or I partner with you and I help do promotions for you. We do paid partnerships, sponsorships together over these social media channels. Depending what industry you in, I have partnerships in like fitness industry, in the health and beauty industry, in the fashion industry, in all these different industries, I have partnerships, and I get my clients connected to them them influencers who have a massive audience, who has the massive audience and the target market that you are looking for, right? So basically, I just shortcut you right to your target audience. Like, okay, here you go. Here's your product. Give it to them. Your service, give it to them, right? So basically, I connect people. So that's a little bit about us. We focus on sports and entertainment. However, we do work with like real estate. We work with a bunch of different industries. So it really don't matter what industry I work with. I love to expand and learn about different industries. However, our focus is in sports and entertainment, music, film, specifically. The reason that is the name of this episode is Millennial Global Podcast, How We Are Shaping the World, episode 3. So basically, a little bit more information about this, what I'm doing. So I know you heard of Anchor. If you haven't, Anchor is the purple application right there. So if you go to Anchor, basically Anchor is a podcast all in one. So basically it hosts podcasts, domain, you can record, you can create it, it's going to publish it. They distribute it on all audio platforms. And with audio being the thing to go to in the future, I highly recommend this app. It's amazing. It worked for me. I'm actually about to do my 3rd episode, but as I continue to grow my social media influence, I felt like, well, I'm doing this again, why not start working with YouTube Live? I see a lot of people out there, working with YouTube Live, and you know how it goes. If they can do it, I can do it. So that's what it is, man. We CEO millionaires, man, creating every opportunity, to become a millionaire. So that's what we're working towards. And that's where we're going to accomplish it. And if you're watching this video, you're going to get a lot of, education, entertainment, and empowerment, to take to your business, to take to your brand. A lot of people ask me, what separates Jalen Marketing from all these other businesses, from all these other marketing companies and advertising agencies. And it's so simple. We don't help, build the brands. We build the people and we allow them to build the brands, right? So most of these other marketing and advertising companies, they get new clients, or clients come to them for their assistance and they do it for them, right? Well, instead of that, right, we build the client, right? So we pour into you, we teach you how to do it. We'll help you, we do it, but we show you along the way. And with that being said, it's a quote I heard, you can give a man a fish, feed him for a day, but you teach him how to fish, you can feed him for a lifetime. So that's our goal, with Jalen Marketing, entertainment. So I'm doing a podcast today. And so I'm just going to go live on YouTube. I may not be focused on YouTube as much. I'll be maybe focused on my podcasting, because that's the whole focus. That's the goal that I set for myself today on my to-do list. It's important to continue to set goals. And it's right now, it's currently 12/14, 2018, December 14th, 2018. And, the world is shifting and a lot is changing. So I want to put myself in the forefront. And with this podcasting, I think voice is the future. Voice is going to be the future, because if you in your car, you can't watch the video and drive, but you can, consume it, through one of the senses, your hearing. So I just want to be a part and making my platform available, in every which way, writing, whether it's through video, whether it's through voice, whether it's through imagery. We want to be able to create that and have that there. So without me getting all off topic, I just want to give you a little input. But this is today's podcast. We're going to go ahead and get ready to get started. So pardon me there. And basically what I'm also doing is another quick tip. I'm about to repurpose content. So actually I put this out on my blog 2 or 3 days ago, how millennials are shaping the world. And I thought, why not repurpose that and make it an audio version, right? So like I mentioned, we're trying to have it in every different form. And you should be doing the same thing with your business. You should be doing the same thing with your brand, and also I have marketing consultations available. If that's something you'd be interested in, just reach out to me. Go to jalenhamilton.com or jalenmarketing.com. There's so many ways you can hit me up on social media. Like some people be like, don't only hit me on my email. Like today, like your clients, they want to interact with you on social media. They don't want to have to go get your email, then go email you, right? They want to get right to it in the inbox. They need, hey, how much is a photo shoot? You let okay, when? Sometimes you have to do it like that because you want to go ahead and lock it in, right? And not just for the money, but so you can have that new client, right? And what you do in a bigger vision, right? Their support and all of that. So it's a bigger picture, and we're seeing it over here at Jalen Marketing, and I want you to be a part of it. So let's get right into today's podcast. And remember, if you haven't got the Anchor podcast, go get it, man. It's pretty dope. I'm about to record this right here on my phone, and then I'm going to, touch it up a little bit. You can split it, edit a little bit, and then hey, put it out. Right now, it's not about quality. It's about quantity, baby. And then, once we out there, it's going to be about quality. I can get the team. I can get the people, put them in the places. But right now, ain't nobody going to believe in me until I believe in me. And the only way you really believe in yourself is if you're doing it, right? So ain't nothing to it to do it, man. No more talking, man. Let's get right into it. Jay's Code, let's go. Welcome to the coolest business podcast in the world on thought leadership and advertising in the digital era. You already shice. Sometimes I could have cut that out. So y'all seeing the raw and uncut right here. Y'all seeing the raw and uncut. But we're about to get it together. 1 second. I got a camera up there recording, so I'm gonna have to chop it up. I'm putting out vlogs as well, so it's time, man. Here we go. Welcome to the number one. It's the coolest business podcast in the world, not the number one podcast in the world. The coolest business podcast in the world. Let's try it again. Welcome to the coolest business podcast in the world on thought leadership and advertising in a digital era. You already know it's your favorite host, JH Cole, here to bring you satisfaction and a whole lot of action. Now, let's get right into today's episode. Millennial Global are shaping the world in the way we do business. Millennials are shaping the world in the 21st century. 50% of the world's population is under the age of 30, according to the World Economic Forum. That's crazy. So if 50% of the world's population is under the age of 30, that means that it's mostly millennials and Gen Z, Generation Z, which has been named the newest generation up and coming, right? So millennials, they were born between 1980 and 1994, just depending on what source you're listening to. And they are currently between the ages of 24 and 38 years old. Gen Z is the newest generation to be named and were born between 1995 and 2015. So currently they're between 3 and 23 years old. However, the group that I'm referring to in this podcast is between 18 and 28 years old, right? The young people that's dream chasing, right? Some of the Gen Z who's graduating high school, or some of the millennials who are graduating college, and just still finding themselves and what they want to do in life and their passion and their purpose, right? This is for you guys, right? Young people dream chasing. Now, how are millennials, changing the world globally? We are influencing culture, right? We're influencing culture, music, technology, business, current affairs, politics, everything. When you look, the millennials are there. And the biggest reason I believe that is because of the internet, right? With us, with those age ranges being exposed to the internet during its infancy, during its beginning, and being the ones to become the early adopters to the platform, and being able to influence in it and knowing what to do first, right? I believe that's how we are shaping the world, right? And Generation Z, who's coming in but after us, right? Who are natives to the internet, right? That's all they know. So, we're really influencing everything that's going. If an app goes out, they want to make sure that the Gen Z and millennials, because they are the biggest consumers, right? They are the biggest consumers. So brands that want to contact, these new demographics and target markets, they have to be able to speak directly with, these audiences, right? And so they want to know, what is that audience doing? What is that audience talking about? Who is that audience? We know how old they are, but what are they into? And how can we get them to want our product? How can we get them to want this service? So, and basically, whatever the millennials choose, that's what's hot, right? And music, when they choose, some of the hottest artists out in the hip hop culture, like Lil Baby, Gunna, Lil Pump, Kodak, and we can name on and on. Like, these guys are influenced because of the internet and because of the technology and how they got there first and how they became the first SoundCloud rappers, right? The new term SoundCloud rappers, right? And popular culture, right? The artists, we started rocking, Supreme. We brought that up, a new company. And now it's nationally known, right? We have Champions, an older company that was dead, basically, and a few influencers rocking it has now, brought Champion back to life, right? They're now one of the top brands, to be seen where. You're cool if you got on Champion right now. I ain't got on no Champion, but I'm a champion. You feel me? But that's true. That's true, guys. That's true. So and music is big in culture, right? Music influence us more than anything with that beat and that rhythm behind it. It just make you want to groove. It really changes your mood. It changes your energy. So if it can do that, imagine what it's doing with, how you living and the work and what you taking in, right? Them people are like preachers, basically. Basically, they're preachers. But music, the hip hop culture especially, it has evolved since it rose to its prominence in 1970s from being deemed as a negative influence that had to be met with brute force by the FBI to becoming the most popular genre in the world. It's amazing what hip hop has came from and where it's at. And it's actually being glorified and being more invested to and being used in every way of life. And these platforms are making it so easy for us, right? The way I'm actually recording my podcast right now is on this app on my phone called Anchor. It's crazy, right? And I'm just being an influencer and I'm just being on top of it because, right, that's what we're doing globally, right? That's what millennials doing globally. We're innovating. We're early adopters, right? And that's kind of how it goes right now. It's the innovators, right? So the innovators, the people who created Facebook, who created YouTube, who created Instagram, right? Them guys are like created this in their millennials. They are older millennials. Some of them may even be older, but most of them, they're millennials because they was born in this technology, generation, right? So Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, fight Google owner. What's his name? I just watched something on him last night on YouTube where he was going up against the committee and they was asking like all this information. Is Google talking to the Chinese? Is talking to the Russia? About advertising. Do Google always know where you at, even if you're not using the GPS? He was asking the guy so much question. It was crazy. But these powerhouse companies, Facebook, Google, Instagram, right? These technology, these guys were the innovators who are millennials, who are globally changing the world. Social media has changed the world. Everybody is using it. And if you're not, you're being left behind. You're missing out on connections, and especially for the people who using it for business, which is another way that we are shaping the world and the way we do business, right? We are leading that way. You can make $1 million off of this phone that I'm on by doing a podcast, then maybe calling somebody later, doing a sales call, or even texting somebody to set up a meeting tomorrow, or even following up on some emails that you sent out, right? Or getting on social media and promoting or creating a podcast or going live. Like, it's amazing what you can do, but you have to work it. You have to put your mind to it and you have to sit down and you have to work it. So as I was saying, back on topic, and I get really passionate about this because, this is marketing I am marketing. You feel me? I am a marketing influencer, right? So many people follow my strategies, my consulting. I've been helping many of people win. I've helped many of people win. When I was just 18, I signed up for my first, I found this on the internet too, right? I found this first little, it was called Infinity Downline, and it was like $25 to get started. And it was this guy who was on Instagram, and he kept promoting, but he had this lavish lifestyle. He was like, "You want to make money? Hit me up." And like, I was working at Hardee's at the time, and I was just like struggling, and I was like, "It got to be a better way," basically. And finally, I kept seeing it. He was consistent, and consistency is important in whatever you're doing. Keep being consistent. Like I said, the guy was consistent, and eventually I was just like, he posted like on a payday, and I was feeling good. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it. So boom, I sent him on Instagram. I sent him on 25, and then I'm just like, okay. I'm like, okay. So I ain't know what to do, and so eventually, I DM'd him. I snapped on him. I'm like cursing him out and everything. Like, "Hey man, you scammed me, blah, 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 blah." And then he was like, "Have you even started promoting?" And then from there, I went, he had sent an email attachment. I went an email. And then it's like this whole bunch of information. introducing me to marketing, introducing me to promotion, introducing me to sales. And it was also the beginning of YouTube, but I never really caught on to what I was selling. I was just selling it. And anyway, I went on to do numbers with that using Instagram, making and started building my brand, right on Instagram, started promoting. And then I got that first sale for 25. And my whole perspective had been shifted after that, right? And that's all I've been working to build is my online presence and automating passive income and working smarter and not harder. That's what it's about in the 21st century. And that's how we millennials are shaping the world. We're working smarter. We're not working harder, right? We're not following the traditional jobs, right? Yeah, doctors, lawyers, they're still important. However, social media influencers and brand partnerships and advertising and just doing vlogs on YouTube and having advertising ran on before your videos, people are making thousands and hundreds and millions of dollars. The highest paid YouTuber was a 7-year-old who made millions by reviewing toys, right? And he's a Generation Z, right? So you see they catching on already. They're catching on to the wave. And it's here, right? It's in Ripley. But let's be a part of it. Be a part of it. Like, if you're not a part of it, be a part of it. But the ones who are here on this podcast, you're already a part of it and you know what's going on. So don't just let it pass you by, right? Do whatever you got to do to start creating content. And that put me back to it as we are creating these social medias, the millennials are creating these social medias that are shaping the world and the way we do business. These innovators like Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg. And then we have people who's like, okay, cool, look at this. Early adopters, as such as myself, who will hop on the platform, mess with it, try it out, and start posting. And next, you're one of the top influencers on there. And then we followed by the early majority, and then followed by the late majority, and then followed by the laggards. So that's, basically how the cycle has been working. I mentioned, we shaping business, music, technology. It's crazy. And then current affairs, the top 3 things that we care about as millennials right now is inequality. We care about inequality and police brutality and things of that nature that's going on in the world that is not right, and like wrongful sentences and people, all across the country are legalizing marijuana and starting companies, multi-million-dollar companies, and then we have Blow Joe down the street going to jail because he got caught with a nickel or whatever, 5-piece or whatever. So, we care about inequality. We care about, climate and destruction of nature. We want to stop seeing that too. Those are the 2 important things: the destruction of nature and inequality. We have to get that together. And millennials, that's one thing we're going to be shaping. With me just bringing light to it on this podcast is a way that it's going to be changed, because I may not be the person who make the change, but I may talk about or speak or spark the individual that will go and change the world. I got that from Tupac, but that's fire. And it's true. And it came at the right time. So I just wanted to keep this podcast today, quick, short, and simple, and let people know how, millennials globally are shaping the world. And if you really want your company and your brand to prosper in the future, I recommend connecting with influencers and doing partnerships with your business, with their brand, and them introducing you to their audience who already have a connection. That's the best way you're going to grow your business, your brand in 2019. And that's how you're going to become global. So continue to reach out to these businesses, reach out to these brands, Tell them what you do, your product, your service, how you can help. Show them your social media, where you at, the numbers of followers on your blog. Build your portfolio, and you're well on your way to going global. So that's the end of this show today. I hope y'all got a lot of value. It's JH Cole, and I'll see you on the next show. I'm out. All right, guys. So y'all actually got to see me just record a 15-minute episode of my podcast right now. It's uploading. I just uploaded it. So while it continues to upload, I am going to make some calls. Okay, let's see. And then what they do, they let you add background music. So I like to use the same song. Welcome to the #1 business podcast in the world on thought leadership and marketing in the digital era. Nah, I just learned that ain't it, but that's what it's gonna be. So let's get this segment put in, mesh with the podcast that I just did. So what I did, I got my podcast up here, the voice that I recorded. Then right here, I just got that song off the little market that it got. So it's syncing them together right now. I'm gonna let you hear the final version. I'm not really too much having to do a lot of editing and stuff with it right now. I'm still getting with it. This is just episode 3, but this show is gonna be one of the biggest shows in 2019. It's gonna be the biggest show in marketing, in advertising, in millennials, in branding, in promotion, in self-help, in development, in just general advertising knowledge, and just a little bit of entertainment mixed in. Because, remember, that's what Jalen Marketing is about. We're an entertainment agency. So let's take a listen real quick before we publish it. Welcome to the coolest business podcast in the world on thought leadership and advertising in a digital era. You already know it's your favorite host, JH Cole, here to bring you satisfaction and a whole lot of action. Now, let's get right into today's episode. All right, guys. All right, YouTube. I enjoyed the 30 minutes with y'all. This was pretty cool. I'm going to have to keep doing it more. And I'll see you at the top.